This meeting is called to order. Good evening and welcome to the December 16, 2021 meeting of the Southeast Delco Board School of Directors. We please stand for a salute of the flag and a moment of silence. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Mr. Butler, may I have a roll call, please?
Yes, you may, Madam President. Mrs. Abney.
Present.
Ms. Perry.
Present.
Ms. Monroe.
Present.
Ms. Peter Coey.
Present.
Ms. Woodfolk.
Present.
Mr. Fowler.
Present.
Ms. Crawley.
Present.
Ms. Hash Johnson.
Present.
Dr. Winder.
Present.
Mr. DiOrio.
Present.
And Mr. Butler, present.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. The board had two executive sessions. The first executive session was on Tuesday, December the 14th for litigation and legal matters. And we had an executive session prior to this board meeting. Mr. Butler, you have something to report on?
Yes. This is just an announcement and a statement regarding the vacant position that exists on the Board of Directors. As just a couple of points of reference, this item was posted on the district website and it was also advertised in the paper that the position was vacant. The applications were due back by the 9th. We've received 4 applications. I reached out to the 4 individuals, and at this time, each individual will have 3 minutes to speak to the board. And those 4 individuals, are Ms. Francesca Barley, Mr. Robert Thompson, Jr., Mrs. Amy Washington, and Mr. Caleb Telefaro, and they will be called upon in that order. So if we could have Ms. Barley.
Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Francesca Barley. I live at 418 Lafayette Avenue in Collingdale. I've lived at this address for over 14 years. I have 2 kids, a 6th grader at Darby Township School and a 9th grader at Academy Park High School. My children have been in this school district since they were in kindergarten, so they started at the K Center. Both of them are straight A honor roll students. In my household, education is my primary focus. It is what's most important to me. I'm also a single mom with 2 jobs. My career, although daunting at times, is assisting families in the community in acquiring mental health services. In this capacity, I'm able to pinpoint the needs of the community, but most importantly, the children of our community. I am very much involved in each of my children's schools. For the past 3 years, I have been the treasurer of the Darby Township Home and School Committee. We have successfully planned and implemented many fundraising events for the students, and teacher appreciation activities. I have recently been asked by Mr. Voigt at the high school to be part of a parents' committee focusing on bettering the school from a parent's perspective. I was more than happy to oblige his request. I am in front of you today because I truly believe that I would be an asset to your team, an asset to the students of Southeast Delco, and to serve the community with integrity. Having 2 children at 2 different schools I have fresh eyes and very fresh ideas of a parent who just wants the best education in the safest environment for her children. I have a unique opportunity to be able to advocate for other families who really don't understand the educational system. I want to help be a part of the solution to some of the problems facing our district today. Those of you that know me know that I have always wanted the best for our students, our staff, and our community. And for those of you that don't know me and are just meeting me tonight, I hope you give me the opportunity to work with you as a board member and an advocate for our children. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next applicant is Mr. Robert Thompson, Jr.
How's everyone doing today? Good evening. I'm a volunteer firefighter at Fallcroft Fire Company. I've been assistant chief there, captain, lieutenant, 2 stints. I've been past president and been on the council. I work for American Airlines, do landscaping. My main thing is, if I get on, safety for our children and the faculty, people at the school like to do some after-school programs with the kids, try and keep them off the streets. I know all the kids just don't want to play sports. Like to help with the budget, the school budget and all that. I don't know if we still do we still do the on-site children care? Or they stopped that because of the...
Before and after care?
Yeah.
It's still there.
All right. I'd like to keep that on. You still do the breakfast and lunch for the kids? All right. To get on, you share your time and talent, can represent different groups in the community, help create strong ties in the community, influence the district budget, well-rounded for this, for the kids to learn, I like well-rounded education for the children, all American history, because we are the melting pot. And I think that's about it. All right, thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
Your time.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Okay, the next applicant is Mrs. Amy Washington.
Greetings to all the board members, parents, family, and friends of the school district. You mind if I take this mask down? My name is Amy Washington, sorry, and I've lived in Fallcroft Borough for around 10 years. I have 2 children. My husband and I have 2 children at Delcroft School, 5th grade and 4th grade, both honor students, distinguished honor students. And for the last 4 years, I've resided on the Fallcroft Swim Club Board of Trustees as the head of fundraising and events. I'm also passionate about my volunteer work for our military men and women, as I am Army wife of a deployed soldier. I have taught and helped and developed preschool-age children in the West Philadelphia area, Darby Township, and Norwood. One of my biggest motivations is the development of the minds and the bodies of our youth, creating a safe, healthy, and enriching environment for them all. I believe Fallcroft is in need of representation on the school board. And as a parent within the Southeast District, I'm very active with our home and school board at Delcroft. And I feel that the communities that make up this district have a lot to say and deserve to be heard. I want to help and assist in expressing the thoughts, opinions, and ideas of the parents. My aspirations for the school board are to help bridge the divide between parents in the district, to be a voice for the Fallcroft Borough parents so we can improve the education experience for our children. I believe the children deserve the best experience that will elevate them to the next level of their lives. I do believe if we all work together to build a brighter future for our children, then nothing can stop our kids from being successful in this world. I am no stranger to rolling up my sleeves and doing what needs to be done for our community and the reward is worth the work when it's all said and done. There is a quote by Dr. Marian Wright Edelman that states, "Education is for improving the lives of others and for leaving your community and the world better than you found it." I am a true believer in anything is possible when surrounded with great support, a great support system, and a united community. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and finally, the next person is Mr. Caleb Talaferro. Okay, it doesn't appear that he's here this evening.
Mr. Telefarro, are you here?
No, I think someone just came in the door. No? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
And thank you. Let's respond. You have a solicitor, superintendent's report.
I would just like to remind us that the winter break is upon us. It will start with a half-day on December 23rd, which is next week on Thursday, and the students and staff will not return until January the 3rd, 2022. Believe it or not, we are approaching 2022. That is my only announcement for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Winder. Approvals. Do I have a motion to approve the December 16th, 2021 agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve minutes for the December 18, 2021 regular board business meeting and the December 6, 2021 board organization meeting?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
It's the shells, okay.
Are there any questions on the bills? Hearing none. Do I have a motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $6,009,507, I'm sorry, I'll do it again. $6,090,507.20.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Questions on new business items? Are there any questions on the appointment of new district item 1? Are there any questions on appointment for new director, item 1?
And Madam President, we will need nominations for this appointment.
Okay, I thought I would do that under elections. Under new business, wouldn't that fall?
I'm sorry, what was your,
I said I thought I would do I thought we would do the nomination under new business.
I'm sorry, maybe I jumped.
Yes, that would be done under new business.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Are there any questions on education 1 to 4? Are there any questions on finance items 1 through 2? Are there any questions on human resources items 1 through 13? There are no policy items. Are there any questions on property item 1? Are there any public comments regarding agenda items?
Not via email, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Monroe. Okay, now we're going to start with new business for the appointment of our new school director. The floor is open for someone to nominate one of our candidates.
I nominate Amy Washington.
I second that.
I nominate Mr. Thompson.
Anyone? I need a second on that, please. Oh, you don't need, okay. Are there any other nominations of the three?
I nominate Robert Thompson.
I mean, I wanted to tell you last night.
Ms. Peter Coe didn't hear that he was already nominated, so if we go back to that, would it be a motion and a second?
Yeah. Okay. So we have two that have been nominated.
No, it's going to be 3. I nominate Francesca Barley.
So we need a second.
No need a second.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Mr. Butler,
Okay,
have a roll
so
call.
we'll start up with Amy Washington. This will be a roll call vote. Ms. Abney?
No.
Ms. Perry?
Yes.
Ms. Monroe? Yes. Mrs. Peter Coe?
No.
Ms. Woodfolk?
No.
Mr. Fowler?
No.
Ms. Crawley?
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, so we have, okay, that motion fails. There are 3 yeses and 5 nos. So moving to the next individual, this would be Mr. Robert Thompson. Mrs. Abney?
Yes.
Ms. Perry?
No.
Ms. Monroe?
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe?
Yes.
Mrs. Woodfolk?
No.
Mr. Fowler?
No.
Ms. Crawley?
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
No.
So we have 3 yeses and 5 nos. Okay, moving to the next. This is for Francesca Barley. Ms. Barley. Mrs. Abney?
Yes.
Ms. Perry?
No.
Ms. Monroe?
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe?
No.
Ms. Woodfolk?
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Crawley,
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
All the same. Okay. We're going to start over again.
We didn't get enough for a vote of those three, so we'll have to start over again. Okay. We did not get enough votes for any of the candidates, so we'll have to start all over again with those same candidates.
Okay, we're going to go back with Mrs. Washington, Mrs. Abney,
No.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Ms. Monroe,
Yes.
Ms. Peter Coe,
No.
Ms. Woodfolk,
No.
Mr. Fowler,
No.
Ms. Crawley,
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Yes.
So this motion still fails. It's 3-5. Moving to Mr. Robert Thompson, Mrs. Abney,
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
No.
Ms. Monroe,
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe,
Yes.
Ms. Woodfolk,
No.
Mr. Fowler,
No.
Ms. Crawley,
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
Okay, that motion fails. Moving to applicant number 3. This is Ms. Francesca Barley. Mrs. Abney,
No.
Ms. Perry,
No.
Ms. Monroe,
No.
Ms. Peter Coe,
No.
Ms. Woodfolk,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Crawley,
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
Okay, that motion fails 2-6.
The board president and superintendent asked me to just reemphasize to the board that to nominate someone, you don't need a second. That's something, nominations are different than most other motions. You can just nominate somebody, and it doesn't matter if there's a second or not. They still get the opportunity to have their nomination voted upon. And of course, the alternative is that, depending upon the circumstances, if the board does not appoint someone, then the court will. So we should keep that in mind as you vote. But if the board president asks me that because she wants to reopen nominations again, that's fine, or you can just continue to vote. If you'd like to do that also, it's up to the board at their discretion.
Well, I was thinking, can we just go in the back and talk about it? Because I think it's going to be the same old votes every time we go around.
I understand that, but no, this has to be done in the sunshine. So we can't really discuss it in conference or in executive session. It has to be done in public.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, board, we'll have to do it again. We need 5 to pass. Yes, I was. I just said to the board that we'll have to vote again, and we need 5 votes in order to pass for a new school board member. Okay. Okay, we can open the floor if anyone wants to discuss any of the candidates that are running for the school board. My concern was that we do not have any representation in Fallcroft at all. And every borough should have a representation. We have Collingdale, we have Sharon Hill, we have Darby Township. So we do need someone from, I think, because for Fallcroft, we haven't had one for a while, and I think that is very important because that person can also bring back information from the borough, of which is Fallcroft, of the constituents' concerns to the board to be addressed. Anyone else that has anything that they want to say about the candidates?
Are you allowed to speak or you can find you guys speak? Are you open to the public or is it just you guys?
Board, because they're coming on our board.
Madam President, if I may, I do agree with you that we do need representation from all boroughs because our school district is comprised of the 4 boroughs. As you have stated, we have not had representation on this board for about almost 8 years. And my other suggestion is that we, at this point, if we don't come to a consensus, then the only alternative will be the court appointing someone to our board.
And that, I don't think that we would want the courts to make a decision on our board member.
Okay, it was just brought to my attention that the other applicant has arrived. And although we have voted, did a roll call vote, none of the candidates were successful as an outcome. So if the board is okay with it, I'm going to invite Mr. Telefero to come to the microphone and give his 3-minute opportunity.
Hello, everyone. My name is Caleb Taliaferro. I'm 25 years old. I'm a resident of Darby Township. I've lived in Darby Township practically my entire life. I've attended Sharon Hill, Harris, Darby Township, and graduated from Academy Park High School. I consider myself a community advocate. Just in these past 2 years alone, I've helped I passed out food for an entire summer in 2020 on every Thursday, produce. As long as on Mondays and Wednesdays, I was handing out free lunches and breakfast for the youth. for the students that weren't in school. I've also helped organize a breast cancer walk. I helped organize a carnival, which I believe is the first carnival to happen like in my township for at least as long as I've been alive, only 25 years. But also I helped organize the Juneteenth celebration that just happened this past June. And yeah, it's pretty much for as much what I think I could offer. I think I have some representation like for the youth, but I'm also like very respectful and mindful of like the older generation. So I think I could help like bridge a gap and help really like focus on making building a connection between like the older generation and younger generation and seeing like what solutions we could have. So thank you. I'll yield my time.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations of the four? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Okay, now we're ready to vote again.
Okay, we're voting again on Mrs. Amy Washington. Ms. Abney?
No.
Ms. Perry?
Yes.
Ms. Monroe?
Yes.
Mrs. Peter Cowie?
No.
Ms. Woodfolk?
No.
Mr. Fowler?
No.
Ms. Crawley?
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
Yes.
So that's a tie, 4-4. Moving on to number two. Number two candidate is Mr. Robert Thompson, Jr. Mrs. Abney?
Yes.
Ms. Perry?
No.
Ms. Monroe?
No.
Mrs. Peter Cowie?
Yes.
Ms. Woodfolk?
No.
Mr. Fowler?
No.
Ms. Crawley?
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
No.
Okay, that motion fails. Candidate number three, applicant number three, that would be Ms. Francesca Barley. Mrs. Abney?
Yes.
Ms. Perry?
No.
Ms. Monroe?
No.
Ms. Peter Cowie?
No.
Ms. Woodfolk?
Yes.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
Ms. Crawley?
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
No.
So that motion fails. We have two that failed and one tie.
All right, board, now, I know this is a hard decision to make, but if we don't make the decision, the court will. And that is something that we do not want, as you know, I said before. Because it's not any certainty that would they choose between these three, or they can bring someone else. They can bring in someone else. It doesn't have to be the ones, our candidates that are here tonight. They can suggest somebody. So I just want to make that clear to the board again. So we're going to vote one more time.
Okay, starting again with,
Madam President, the board, I just want to add why I'm supporting Mr. Robert Thompson. Not because of where he lives, but how he presented himself to the board. He provided more information to me as a board member to learn about his experience and his background, and also his passion to work with children and organizations like ours. Just said to me that he respects, this particular role. And so I feel very strongly about someone who respects this position. And so that's why I'm sort of, very strongly supporting him at this time. I don't know Mr. Thompson personally, but I do believe, based on what he shared with us and his background, I feel like he will add some diversity to our board as a whole. So.
Thank you, Ms. Cole.
okay, start over. We're going to go with applicant number 1, Ms. Amy Washington. Mrs. Abney.
No.
Ms. Perry.
Yes.
Ms. Monroe.
Yes.
Ms. Peter Coe.
No.
Ms. Woodfolk.
No.
Mr. Fowler.
Yes.
Ms. Crawley.
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Yes.
So that's another tie. 4-4. Okay, next person, Mr. Robert Thompson. Mrs. Abney.
Yes.
Ms. Perry.
No.
Ms. Monroe.
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe.
Yes.
Ms. Woodfolk.
No.
Mr. Fowler.
No.
Ms. Crawley.
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
Okay, that motion fails. This vote is for Ms. Francesca Barley. Mrs. Abney.
No.
Ms. Perry.
No.
Ms. Monroe.
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe.
No.
Ms. Woodfolk.
Yes.
Mr. Fowler.
No.
Ms. Crawley.
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
We have 1 yes and 7 no's. That motion fails as well.
Again, board, if we don't, the courts will. So this isn't the first time we've had to vote on a position on the board. It went round and around and around, so it's not new to some of us on the board. But we have to make a decision tonight. I would hope that we could make a decision tonight. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say, as we appreciated, I appreciated the presentations, but Robert Thompson was the only candidate who sent a resume in. So we're able to look at his depth of experience. And I also believe he asked the right questions when he came to the podium regarding the programs and his commitment to the district and our children. I see things about safety and security on his resume. He spoke about the school budget, community partnerships, our after-school programs, et cetera. And we don't have any background in terms of careers or relation to goals or long-term goals or anything like that to compare the candidates to. But I just wanted to say thank you in terms of your presentations, that they were really good. But that's what I'm going off of, the resume and the presentation of Mr. Thompson. Thank you.
I just want to make it known that a resume was not a requirement to apply for this position on the board. I think it's great if they do, but it's not a requirement.
I'm not trying to, I only have one vote. So I feel like at this point, is that possible for you to do that? So that I'm not in the running anymore? Or no?
Yes, you could withdraw your nomination.
So I'm gonna withdraw my nomination, so then it makes it, let's have another go about it. Does that help?
If that's what you want to do, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Go for it.
well, thank you for applying for the position. And I think she.
Okay, so. All right, we're voting on Mrs. Amy Washington. Mrs. Abney,
No.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Ms. Monroe, Ms. Peter Coe,
No.
Ms. Woodfolk,
No.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Crawley,
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, it's a tie. Okay, Mr. Robert Thompson. Ms. Abney,
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
No.
Ms. Monroe,
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe,
Yes.
Ms. Woodfolk,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
No.
Ms. Crawley,
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson,
No.
tie. Okay, try again.
Try it again.
Okay, Mrs. Amy Washington. Mrs. Abney,
No.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Ms. Monroe,
Yes.
Mrs. Peter Coe,
No.
Ms. Woodfolk,
No.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Crawley,
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Yes.
Tie. Moving to Mr. Robert Thompson. Mrs. Abney,
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
No.
Ms. Monroe,
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe,
Yes.
Ms. Woodfolk,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
No.
Ms. Crawley,
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
Ty.
Madam President, just for the interest of time and the constituents that need to speak at the podium, if they chose to or choose to, I would just say that we need to move forward in a meeting. That's just my suggestion.
If we don't resolve this tonight, then that means the courts are,
I understand that, but I know that there are people who are waiting to speak at the podium. So either
I have a
can we, or
suggestion
so
as
can we
well.
suggest that we move it later in the meeting?
that's fine. If everybody,
Move it later in the meeting?
we'll do it at the
I'd
end.
like to hear another minute from each of the candidates.
You would like them to make additional remarks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what was suggested, and is the board agreeing upon that? I mean, without a vote, I mean, is there anyone?
Is this for all four or just the two?
These are just the two.
Okay. So 1 minute?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'd like to call Mrs. Amy Washington back up to the podium, and you have an additional minute to present to the board.
Hello again. I just want to reiterate that I am very passionate about children. Although I did not disclose my resume, I have worked with preschool-age children, middle-aged children since I was a teenager. Girl Scout, I was a Girl Scout leader in Norwood prior to COVID. Again, I'm truly passionate about children, and I have a resume that it wasn't received, but wasn't given. But I enjoy Fallcroft as a borough, the community, which is the family for me, councilman, meeting different people and just being a part of the community as a whole. And again, I am in the schools doing what I can for all of the children in the neighborhood where I can, whenever asked. I'm sorry, this is a little rushed, but that's all I have. Thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you. Okay, and Mr. Robert Thompson.
Hello again, everybody. Okay, I was raised in Fallcroft. I've been here since 1969. I moved out, I got married, moved to Sharon Hill in 94. But I still stayed with Fallcroft Fire Company. I support the community. And I do have 3 daughters. One's in the dentistry. My middle one's teaching at Kenwood, third grade teacher. And my little one has graduated school. She's in Widener for prenatal nurse. I could offer programs to the kids after school. I have a guy I do kickboxing and boxing with. I want to keep the kids off the street. The kids are going to be the future of our community town. And my main thing at the firehouse is walking kids down there. We haven't done fire prevention for a while because of the corona. What I bring to the plate, I mean, all my knowledge in firefighting, kids, I mean, car accidents, stuff like that. That I mean, I guess it's up to you guys to see who you want. Just thank you for your time, letting me speak again. And
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
We will vote one more time, and if we don't come to a decision, then we'll have to bring this back at the end of the meeting and continue to vote. Mr. Butler?
Okay, this is for Mrs. Amy Washington. Mrs. Abney,
No.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Ms. Monroe,
Yes.
Mrs. Peter Kelly,
No.
Ms. Woodfolk,
No.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Crawley,
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Yes.
A tie. Moving on to Mr. Robert Thompson. Mrs. Abney,
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
No.
Ms. Monroe,
No.
Mrs. Peter Kelly,
Yes.
Ms. Woodfolk,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
No.
Ms. Crawley,
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
Another tie.
Okay, it's another tie, so we're going to move on with the agenda. And before we adjourn this meeting, we will try to resolve this situation. New business. Do I have a motion to approve education items 1 through 4?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve finance item 1?
Motion. Second.
That was 1 and 2.
Okay.
Do 1 and 2.
Finance item 1 and 2.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the human resource items 1 through 13?
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve property?
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I would like to congratulate and send well wishes to Miss Joyce Robral. If I pronounced it incorrectly, I apologize. Robral. I have a mask on, I'm sorry. She's going to be retiring. She's put in 19 years and 4 months of service, effective January 7th, 2022. She was a cook at Delcroft. I want to congratulate you.
Congratulations and enjoy your retirement. Do I have a motion to approve property item 1?
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. County Community Committee reports. Ms. Woodfolk, do you have a report on Delaware County Community College?
No, not at this moment.
Ms. Monroe, do you have a report on Delaware County Intermediate Unit?
Not at this time, people. I just want to point out to the board members, there are some House bills that are on the floor. House Bill 2084, School Board Directors' Personal Liability, Casting Votes at School Board Meetings. We need to make sure that we're keeping abreast of the law so that we are in compliance. Also, House Bill 2093, Transparency in Voting for School Board Directors. And last but not least, House Bill 1660, amending the temporary provision in school code, the duties and the powers of the school board directors. Also, the House bill I was speaking about, posting curriculum and instruction, that House bill is still out there. And we will see where we will be at come 22-23 school year. And that is my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Monroe. Mr. Fowler, do you have a report on PSBA Legislative Council?
Not this time, Madam President.
Ms. Crawley, do you have a report on the Parent-Student Advisory Committee?
No, I do not.
Mr. DiOrio, do you have a report on solicitors? Do you have a solicitor's report?
No public report at this time, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Are there any administrative?
No administrative reports.
Thank you. Are there any public comments regarding non-agenda items?
Madam President, none via email at this
Okay,
time.
Thank you.
I have public cards. Okay. First, we're going to call on Ms. Latoya Tanya Manson.
Ms. Manson, you have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Do I need to state my name, address? Y'all
I'm
need that?
sorry. Please state your name and your residential address, and you have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Latanya Manson, 1545 Foster Avenue, Sharon Hill, Darby Township. First, I want to say I did get my mats were ordered for cheerleading, so I do appreciate that. My mats were ordered. Mr. Butler, we're waiting on the PO number. They did tell me that. The other thing I wanted to, just 2 things, busing. So I'm going to say this. I called up Harrisburg to find out what we needed to do in order for us to be able to move forward with busing, seeing as though we're not the only ones that have issues. So one of our coaches, and one of our freshman coaches, and I have the emails, he was told that his game is at 3:30 and he has to leave at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's half of the day. The school that they were going to does not provide a room or anything for them, nor do the kids have snacks. So my suggestion is to put on the insurance for the school that the coach is able to drive one of our school vans. So therefore, the students can get to the game, and they wouldn't have to miss school in order to get to the game, because they're leaving entirely too early to be able to get to the games. So that is a suggestion. I know it's been done in other districts, and like I said, I did call to find out to see if that was something that we can do, and it is. Second, y'all need to rezone, because that is your problem at Academy Park High School. You're going to have to rezone. You're going to have to rezone because you have the different boroughs or the different neighborhoods are the reasons why they're fighting. You took away Ashland, not saying it's y'all, because y'all might not have been on the board at the time. However, the Southeast Delco Board took away Ashland. That was your middle school. Your middle school is the one where everybody came together. So if it was any issues, it was really during middle school. So by the time they got to the high school, it was nothing. Y'all took Darby Township residents, we went to all 4 schools. Everybody, we had some that went to Harris, some that went to Sharon Hill, some that went to Darby Township, and some that went to Delcroft. So we ain't fight like this, or we didn't fight the different areas. And that's primarily because when we went to all the schools. But when y'all took away Ashland, that is what, and Ashland is the middle school in case some of y'all don't know. When y'all took away the middle school, you put everybody, you segregated everybody. That's really what you did. You put everybody in their own neighborhood, and then y'all thought, oh, let's bring them to high school and everything is gonna work out, and it's not. And that's your biggest issue at the high school. I see it, I work it, I'm there, I'm talking to the kids. They're fighting amongst neighborhoods. It's not, oh, you like this boy or I like this girl. It's neighborhoods. They're claiming their own neighborhood. So you have to rezone in order to get that back together. Y'all gonna have to take 7th and 8th grade from all schools and put them together. Oh, my time?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay.
So you're gonna talk while you walk.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna talk while I walk. So as I go back to my game, y'all already know how I feel about the state, and I've been telling y'all the state needs to come on this board. So if y'all can't get this book together, let the court come on board and y'all need somebody, because y'all struggling up here. There you go. You winning too, the girls is winning.
Mr. Bogash?
Mr. Bogash.
Hello, and thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Good evening, Mr. Bogash.
Hi. Let me give my name. Lance
Please name.
Bogash,
Yes, thank you.
106 Biddle Lane, Lincoln University, but I'm an employee as a consultant to the alternative education program. So I guess it gives me some leverage. I just want to say thank you, all right? And my boss over here, Mr. Casey Newcomer. Purpose of this short speech, I won't keep you long, is to just pay tribute to Casey. First of all, thank you for your service in Iraq. It means a lot to everybody. He opened his eyes to the field of education while he was serving. He decided he had to do something else in his life, and kind of that's what he chose, and I'm glad he did. So he became a science teacher, then got his educational certificate as a principal, and he's the administrator for what we call the integrated programs. That's all they independent study and cyber. Not an easy job. That's 3 jobs in one, all right? And also, for 3 years ago, whenever I was here last, he was also on this, served as a safety director. So he was pulled like one time here, a couple minutes here, come back to the school. He did a good job, okay, regardless of everything he had to do. This was not an easy decision for Mr. Newcomer. But as I always say, family first, and it was a family decision. And he made it, and he made the commitment. And as sad as I am to see him leave, although sometimes we wonder about that, he made the right choice. So the team at Academy Park would like to thank him. Mr. Newcomer, we have something for you. We have a very talented aide in our building, Brittany Dunn. And because we're alternative, it's an alternative, to the plaque. So it says, thank you, Casey Newcomer, for your leadership at Knight Academy from your team, December 16, 2021. Also would like to congratulate Michael Moores, who will be taking over the job January 3rd. And I have a lot of favorite sayings. I like quotes. So this one I figured would be appropriate for Casey. When it's time for you to leave this school, leave your job, or even leave this earth, you make sure you have worked hard to make sure it mattered you were ever even here, and you did. So thank you to the families in Southeast Delco, no matter how you celebrate holidays. Okay, have a merry and a good one. So thank you for your time.
Mr. Newcomer, would you like to say a few words?
If you don't mind?
Of course not.
I'd love to, actually.
Minutes.
Go. I don't need 3 minutes. I only need a couple seconds. I've been in and out of the district for about a decade. It's been an amazing experience. I've had the opportunity to work with amazing people, and that's what I'm going to take from it. I've been changed completely personally and professionally from my experiences with the people in this district, from the students to the staff I worked with at Academy Park, the amazing science team over there, the great leadership team that I've been under, the great leadership team that I've had to work with and learn from and loved and grown as a family. And just a special thanks to Mr. Bogash, working across the hall from him and just absorbing his 47 years of experience has been amazing for me and for anybody else who's worked with him. Dr. Ryan, the board, I just want to thank everyone that has really contributed to my professional career and my personal growth, and a huge just thank you to the Southeast Delco community. And this is not an easy decision, and I will walk away with a full heart and a heavy one because it is a difficult choice, and I love and will miss this district dearly. So thank you, continue the great work, continue to support these students. There's a lot of love that is needed and a lot of love to give, and hopefully we set our professionals up with the ability to do that for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Newcomer, and I know that I can speak for the board and the district. You will be missed. You have been an asset to the district, and your shoes would be hard to fill. You're welcome.
So I do not wish to butcher this name. So they live at 2172 Valley View. If you would come up and tell us your name, and then you can give your remarks.
Good evening, board members. My name is Aisha Khalifali. I'm a 10th grade student here at Academy Park. After noticing a need for certain basic supplies by students, I talked to my mom and we decided we would like to start a closet.
Excuse me, sweetheart. Could you speak a little louder and slower? Thank you.
My name is Aisha Khalifali. I am a 10th grade student here at Academy Park. After noticing a need for certain basic supplies by students, I talked to my mom and we decided we would like to start a closet for students in need. This idea has been discussed with the school administration and was given the green light in November. Since its inception, just a couple of weeks ago, we have received an outpouring of support and donations from the community. So far, we have received donations of deodorant, soap, toothbrushes and toothpaste, clothing, coats, feminine hygiene products, and more. We all know that these items can be pricey and some of them can even be considered luxury items to many families. No student should ever have to be without soap, deodorant, or feminine hygiene products. We are looking for support from school board to enhance and grow this project. We are also hoping to collect suits and dress codes for students to attend job interviews or college admission interviews. I would like a dedicated room where students can shop whenever they have a need without having to feel embarrassed or ashamed. Currently, the nurse has some basic supplies, but not things like clothing or coats or items that the students can take home, like body wash or toothbrushes. Additionally, the nurse is busy attending to students that has limited availability. If there's a dedicated room, students could submit a request to their guidance counselor or another designated staff member to schedule an appointment to shop for whatever they need. That being said, someone would need to run the closet and make sure it's stocked and maintained. This would be a great opportunity for the National Honor Society members to volunteer during study halls or other free time so they can earn some of the required volunteer hours. We would like your support to really get this project rolling. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sweetheart, for what you said. And I think I'm speaking for myself and not the board. I think what you're doing is a good idea. You're helping the community, and we do have a lot of families who are in need. So you have my support as one person. I cannot speak for the board.
Again, excellent presentation, Aisha. It touches me to see that students are taking initiative for their community, which is Knight Nation Academy Park High School, and a selfless act. Also like the fact that you're even including students to get their community service hours. So as Madam President and myself, I would like to give you a donation tonight, okay? And then if there's a drop-off spot at Academy Park for suits and clothes, I will also be donating those items as well. And my chapter, my alumni chapter, will also take this on as a project. We service the Delaware County area, and these are the projects that we take underway. And so since I'm the president, I will make an executive decision, and we will be also donating. So that will be coming from the Cheney University Alumni Chapter of Delaware County. Thank you.
All right.
I also wanted to second that and encourage her to continue to do what she's doing. This is excellent. This is exactly what we need, and we support you, and we're grateful that you have the heart and the motivation and the willingness to get this done. Very important work, and we're supporting you and encouraging you. Thank you. I will also be donating.
Thank you, and also thank you to the parent for even just planting that seed in her daughter.
Excuse me, Superintendent, Dr. Winder. So not only the Honor Society, would that also be, help me out, Mr., the Saturday program? Rising Scholars. Make sure you also contact with them, because don't they have service hours as well? So, and then also, you can use that as being proactive when it comes to discipline. Anyone who has Saturday detentions, maybe they are mandated to work an hour or two, the store, so that they can understand that, this is your school, this is what you take pride in. Cutting up every day is not what you want to go into. You might want to, and this could turn the atmosphere of your school around as well. So just a few suggestions for you, baby girl. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have a couple more cards. Ms. Raquel Irons.
Ms. Irons, please state your name and your residential address, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Raquel Irons, 83 Burnside Avenue, Sharon Hill. Good evening, everyone. My question is in reference to the makeup of instructional time that the students are missing being on the buses. One parent already said that they had to leave at 11 o'clock for games. That's quite a bit of instructional time to miss. We've also had a busing issue in my family as well. But I'll let my grandmother speak to that. As far as if the kids have to leave school early, I just have a few questions. Are the students being pulled out of their core classes, such as math and English, because we all know that we're already low in scores on the test? How are the students' instructional time being made up? And has the Department of Education given any guidance on making up the time, the instructional time?
So for this particular question, this just came to us tonight about as far as them being on their buses. I haven't been alerted that people were leaving at 11 o'clock to go to a game for 3:30.
Okay.
So I don't want to give you misinformation. I know what should be, but I'm not going to speak until I know what is.
Okay. What about, a reference to my great nephew, the kids left a half hour or early from school, from the elementary school? Because the buses were, I don't know if they had an issue with the buses, so they were taken out of the schools early this week, and they missed instructional time. So I'm just wondering, and I'm just not speaking for one child, I'm speaking for all the children that are being taken out of school early because there's busing issues.
So they left early from what school?
Darby Township School. I have spoken to Ms. Hudson.
And what was her response? Did you share
That Miss, I think it's Dennis, they had send the buses early, did pick up kids early because they had a busing issue, and that there was supposed to be a global connect to go to all of the parents, that I'm not sure that went out to let them know their kids were coming home early. So my question is just merely the instructional piece that the kids are being dismissed before dismissal time. So I just want to know how is that time going to be made up? And I'm concerned if they're being taken out of any class, let alone a core class.
Okay, Ms. Irons, that matter was brought to my attention. I did meet with the Transportation Department and went over a couple of changes that need to be implemented. One being the Global Connect issue and creating independent or bus lists that are associated with each individual bus just in case there's an issue. So that's being implemented. Again, I had that meeting today. I was not aware that the students, well, let me back up. So the issue with the transportation is that, as we all know, that we're limited with bus drivers. So the bus did come to DTS early because the driver of that bus needed to get back to do another run. So yes, the deficiency is that the parents weren't notified. I do believe the school was notified, but the parents were not notified.
That's, I'm sorry, that's not my concern. I'm just strictly worried about the instructional.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so I was not aware that the early pickup, early arrival of the bus affected the instructional time. I was not aware of that, so I'll look into that matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and I guess if there's time to be made up, there'll be a plan to make up the time?
If there is, no, that's okay. If there is time to be made up.
Okay.
As we know, students leave for the doctors early, things like that. So if it's not a all-year thing, and if it was just a week, most teachers will work with a student for anything they've missed and do it that way. But we definitely don't anticipate this being an all-year thing.
Okay, so we're not going to pick up the students early from dismissal and make them miss instructional time. Is that what we're saying?
We don't anticipate that being the case, but as we know with COVID, right now, if 20 bus drivers got COVID, we either have to say, you all bring them, or we have to make a system. So during this pandemic, we really are gonna just have to work together as a community to do the best that we can. I'm glad to hear that they made arrangements and got them early, rather than said to parents who were on their jobs, we're sorry, we can't bring your kids home, and just left them stranded. So there are times in this type of situation, we have to make a decision that may not be the best overall, but it was the best at the time. So Mr. Buck, that didn't ever make it to my desk. He's working on it.
Okay.
But we'll do our best.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, and last but not least, Renee Asbury.
Good evening, Ms. Asbury.
My name's Renee Johnson Asbury. I live 1203 Linden Avenue, Darby Township. And it was my grandson that is her great nephew.
Okay.
That goes to Darby Township School. And yesterday, he came home. He's in the 2nd grade. And I take him to the bus stop every day because he's in the 2nd grade. He's 7 years old. So I'm not having him walk. I take him to the bus stop. I pick him up every day. I know there's busing issues. I understand that. We're not the only district. Okay? I've been very patient. In the beginning of the year, it was horror. As far as, he's supposed to be picked up at 8:10. The bus was 8:50. The first day of school, I took him to school because, but that's neither here nor there. I'm concerned about yesterday.
Okay.
Now, if there was a busing issue, and I'm home, I'm retired, his mother gets off at 3 o'clock. I'm at the bus stop 3:30 every day. The bus can come anywhere from 3:31 to 3:45. So I know that 3:25, I should be on that corner by First African Baptist Church to get my grandson. I pick his mother up from the Votech school at 3 o'clock. That's in Fallcroft. I come down Green Hill Road. I live on Linden. He's standing on this. It was 3:08. I wasn't there. Okay? Now, my daughter's ready to go through the roof of my car. And so am I, but she's really ready to go through the roof of my car. We call. Finally, the principal calls. And again, let me preface, I don't know Miss Hudson, and I'm not trying to whatever. However, if you're the principal of a school and your students are getting dismissed, I don't even have a problem with them having to be dismissed early. I have a problem that no one was notified, okay? As a parent and educator myself, I've never seen students dismissed without parent notification. I had a second grader standing on the step. Good thing I was coming back up there.
Ms. Asbury?
My time is up. And if I have to, I'll come back next month to resolve this, but I need some clarification and assurance that it's not gonna ever happen again. And if I can say, Ms. Hudson said she didn't know. Well, if you're a principal, okay, you're supposed to know what goes on in your school. I don't care what meeting or anything you were in, you're supposed to know. Or have somebody that is in charge that you can depend on, okay? I was in a meeting, you have to make sure these things are done. And I have a very serious, very, very serious problem
And
with that.
I will give you a call in the morning on this number that's on here.
Yes.
So that you can further express your concern, and then we will make a resolution from there.
Thank you.
Announcements for further board meetings. Committee of Whole is Thursday, January 21, 2021, 6 p.m. Board business will be Thursday, January 28, 2021, at 7 p.m. Additional business.
I'm sorry. I gave out the information about the dates. The Committee of the Whole is January 21, 2021 at 6 p.m. Board business was Thursday, January 28, 2021 at 7 p.m. I'm stopping at this point. I'm not going to adjourn the meeting because there is additional business that the board hopefully will finalize tonight. But I don't know if I can say this or not, but if anyone here would like to leave and not hear the end of it, that would be fine, or you can just continue to sit where you are. No?
Madam President, can you confirm the dates, please?
The date of the meeting, the Committee of the Whole meeting is Thursday, January 21, 2021 at 6 p.m.
No, 2022.
20,
Oh, she's got 20. Okay, I'm sorry.
so the 20th,
It's
the 20th, right?
20th, 2022. You read 21.
She's got she's okay. No, okay. Thank you, honey. The Committee of the Whole meeting is Thursday, January 20, 2022. And the board meeting is Thursday, January 28, 27. See, they're both wrong. Okay. 2022. So I'm assuming those that are remaining are going to stay for the finalization of what we have to discuss. Mr. Butler.
I'd like to ask the board a question before we start voting again. I'd like to know, is there anyone who is willing to change their vote instead of keep going around and it's still tied between two people? Because if not, we're going to be in the same boat all night. So that's what I was wondering, if anybody want to change their vote so it won't be a tie.
I'll just speak up and say that I'm not going to change my vote. In fact, I feel even more strongly about voting for Mr. Thompson?
Well, I mean, I understand you have that right, but I'm just asking anyone, are they going to change? Because it's not going to do anything for Mr. Butler to take a roll call and ask everyone who they voted for, which is the same 4 and 4. So if nobody's not willing to change their vote, then I guess the court is going to have to appoint it.
And Ms. Woodfolk, and that's the same thing that I was trying to express to the board also. So it's better for us to have someone in this position that we feel that we have voted on as a board, opposed to the court coming in and putting anyone into place that they want, irregardless to how anything is going to be.
Yeah, I understand that, but if we're not getting anywhere at the table...
I'm saying to you that I agree with what you're saying.
But I'm just saying to the board, if somebody is willing to change your vote, I mean, you can let us know. If not, then just let the court appoint a school director.
Madam President, are you open to considering Mr. Thompson?
So I'm not, because we need the representation in Fallcroft.
Can I share why I'm choosing to vote the way I am? I mean, I definitely agree with Ms. Monroe and Ms. Harris Johnson that we need representation in Fallcroft. And to piggyback off of what the one coach was saying, without us having a middle school and all the high schoolers coming together at 9th grade, we do need to find other ways to start uniting the district, since we can't just turn and flip a switch and have a middle school by tomorrow. And leaving an entire borough not involved in school board decisions is a big deficit. And then also, I do think it's unfair to choose Mr. Thompson based off his resume, since we did not require that as part of the application process. And in reading his resume, there's great things on there, but I don't see anything that involves working with children, volunteering with children, or doing anything except for firefighting that actually benefits the children in our community. I do feel with Mrs. Washington being a military spouse with her husband currently deployed, a previous educator, she was a teacher herself, and also she's a very dedicated community volunteer. And I know you guys heard that she mentioned she's on the board for the Fallcroft Swim Club. She's actually in charge of all the events that are for the children, and she plans them year round. She actually just had a baking decorating activity for them, I think this past Saturday, the 10th. So she is completely dedicated to the children in our community, and she also has 2 kids that attend the district, and they're still in elementary school. So she's going to be dedicated to us for a really long time.
Thank you, Ms. Perry. Oh, Ms.
So last one.
Hopefully.
Okay, this roll call, this vote is going to be for, I'm sorry, Mrs. Amy Washington, Mrs. Abney,
No.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Ms. Monroe,
Yes.
Mrs. Peter Kelly,
No.
Ms. Woodfolk,
No.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Crawley,
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson,
Yes.
tie. Mr. Robert Thompson, Mrs. Abney,
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
No.
Ms. Monroe,
No.
Mrs. Peter Coe,
Yes.
Ms. Woodfolk,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
No.
Ms. Crawley,
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
No.
Tie.
Madam President, at this time, I move to adjourn the meeting.
So is the board in agreement, since no one wants to change their vote, that you want the court to appoint someone for this position?
We're in agreement.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I'm not in agreement. I'm not in agreement with
I'm
that.
not in agreement with that.
No, but we're gonna have to.
I think we should have a discussion about the candidates.
We have to, it has to be public.
Yeah, I understand. So right now, there's a motion on the floor. I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
Do I hear a second for the meeting to be adjourned?
No, there's a motion to adjourn. There is no second.
So that means that we're going to continue to vote.
Can I ask one last question? Is there anything written in the board policies that it's at least recommended that every borough and/or township has representation on the board?
The school code.
Okay.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is the school code that anyone can be on the board inside the district's boroughs. It is not policy that every borough has to be represented.
Yeah, Ms. Perry, there are districts in this state where there must be representation from each particular borough or municipality or township. That's not the case here. In my experience with the board, there has been traditionally, there was always a attempt to have representation from all 4 municipalities. That hasn't always been the case, obviously, as you can see, but it's more or less been the philosophy of the board, most boards over my experience with the boards, but no, there's no requirement that that occur.
And if I am correct, when election time for the boards to be reelected or new ones to come on, that no one from Fallcroft at that time was ever a candidate to be voted on at election time. So this time, since we have someone here who wants to come on the board from Fallcroft, and every borough should have a representative, every borough. And because I have been saying, every time we have an election and the constituents have to vote, I never see anyone apply from Fallcroft. And I just think this is something that we need because Fallcroft is also our constituents. They are taxpayers, and they need representation.
And I agree, and I am curious what percentage of the population of our district we are not representing. And I would like to share, originally when I decided to run for school board, I had actually planned to run with Mrs. Washington. There was a mix-up in her paperwork right before the preliminary, and it wasn't turned in time, and that's why she was not able to run. But she did have her petition completely filled out. She was out there campaigning. She definitely planned on running, but after there were 4 of us in the preliminary, it seemed that it'd be I don't want to say too much work, but just a lot to be able to do a write-in to be able to win the position on the board at that time.
I mean, you don't need mine, but it was no fault of Ms. Washington that her petition was not filed properly. The head of the Democratic Committee in Fallcroft accidentally did not file her paperwork because everything but her. So it's very disappointing at the time that her paperwork was not, after we've done all the finishing work for her. So there was an effect, it was not Ms. Washington's fault. It was the Democratic Committee's fault.
And thank you for that information. But we have to keep voting. Since we've heard additional information, can't we just do it one more time?
It's going to be the same thing. Nobody on the board is saying that they want to change their vote.
Board's discretion. If there's a motion to adjourn, there's a second, then before we vote. If there's no second, then you continue with the vote.
Electing, nominating, appointing a new board member.
So again, this roll call will be for adjourning this board meeting. Ms. Abney?
No.
Ms. Perry?
No.
Mr. Butler, can I stop you for a minute? Listen, I'll change my vote. I will have Ms., what's the name? Amy? Okay, I'll change my vote. We started to do the roll call.
So let me just finish this roll call. So Ms. Monroe?
Yes.
Mrs. Peter Kelly?
Are we still voting for adjourning the meeting?
This is for adjourning the meeting. A yes is adjourn. Ms. Woodfolk?
Yes.
Mr. Fowler?
No.
Ms. Crawley?
Yes.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
No.
That,
So it's tie, so the meeting can't continue.
Yes, and now we vote again.
Okay, so,
we have to vote again.
yes, okay.
Okay.
Okay, the next vote, this will be voting for Mrs. Amy Washington.
No adjournment. That's been still motion, still on the floor.
No, it was a tie.
Tie.
It was a tie, so it fails. So now we're going, yeah, it fails. So we're going back to voting for a candidate. So this is for Mrs. Amy Washington. Ms. Abney?
No.
Ms. Perry?
Yes.
Ms. Monroe?
Yes.
Mrs. Peter Kelly?
No.
Ms. Woodfolk?
Yes.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
Ms. Crawley?
No.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Could you tell me what the count was on that, please, Mr. Butler?
Yes, the count is, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeses, 1, 2, 3 noes.
Thank you very much. And with that, do I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. And I would also like to say, this is the holiday that everyone is going to enjoy, irregardless to how you're going to celebrate it. Just be safe and have a good time. And we'll see you back in 2022.